Hello everyone, good morning. So yesterday we left at sensors differentiation between digital sensors and analog sensors. Okay. So today I will show you the programming, how to program for analog sensor and how to program for the digital sensor. Okay. And so first we'll cover the sensors, then we will go to actuators, and then we will understand the what is actuators. Okay. So today after this sensor, we will be practicing with the two sensor and one each analog. So how we will generate analog pulse using pot that is called variable resistor. So in variable resistor, one point we have to connect negative, another point positive, and one will be output. Okay. So there are various type of pot and various value of pot. Okay. So that I can show in the. Okay. So all these are pot. Okay. So these things you would have seen in the television. That is for volume resistor, and these are different kind of pot. Depends on our application we are using in the board. Okay. So mounting value and other stuff depends on the requirement. So we need to choose the potentiometer according to our need. So this just represents one analog sensor because it will be giving you analog value like 0 to 5. If we give one source as a ground, another pin as a positive, and third one will be output. So once we just twist this one. Yeah. So in this we have three pin. So pin number 1, pin number 2, and pin number 3. So pin number 2 always will be output pin, and pin number 1 will be always your you can consider either positive or negative, vice versa. So this you can give one pin as a positive, one pin as a negative, and one pin will be your output pin. Okay. So output pin you can connect to the analog pin of the sensor. So as explained here, in the Arduino, you can connect any of the pin, A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, any of the pin, you can connect the output of the pot, or any analog sensor output you can connect to these pins. Okay. And in the program, we will be reading this pin value. So whatever data comes from the sensor, we will read from here. Okay. So to read that, we need to write a program. Okay. So we'll explain about Arduino IDE also. Here I have explained about the hardware. So this is Arduino Uno hardware. Okay. Similarly, we have Arduino IDE. What IDE stands for? Integrated Development Environment. Okay. So this is our software, like for this is Arduino IDE software. So there are different versions. You can download the latest one. Okay. So in this, we need to write the program to feed the program into the microcontroller, that Arduino Uno microcontroller. Okay. So in this case, we have to go to the new program. First, open the software. This window will appear. Then you can go for the new program. So once you go for the new program, this sketch will appear. Okay. So what we have to do here, here you can see that two blocks there. So this is your setup block and this is your loop block. Okay. So setup block you can do like variable, you can do the pin initialization, and in your void loop you can run the continuous whatever instruction you want to run in the continuous phase or continuous loop, you can put it here. Okay. And outside of this here you can put the variable. So you can put variable declaration. So in outside you can declare the variable that will be your global variable. You can call within this void setup, and you can call within the loop also. Okay, so this will be your global variable, and here you can define your header pin also. So header file also. So suppose we are using LCD, then in that case we are defining the header pin. Okay, so you can include the library file or header file of the liquid crystal, that is display LCD display, and similarly for other one also you can call it. Okay, so here in case of variable declaration, we can declare the integer, we can declare floating variable, we can declare any like boolean variable, and also we can declare pins variable also here. So I'll tell you how to do that. And currently for analog sensor we will be programming it. We will write a short program to read the analog value. Okay, so here going back to sensor, so here you can see like when liquid heat will increase, and in that case the output of the sensor will go to the microcontroller. So the output also continuously gradually will be increasing. Okay, so here we will write a program to read the analog value of the sensor, analog sensor. So this is commented part, you can remove it. So they have written like put your code here to run once. So whatever you are putting in this, it will run for once when controller restarts, and here whatever you are putting, it will run repeatedly. Okay, so this is commented part, I can remove it. So here we are not using LCD, so we can remove. Now we will write a program to read the analog value. Okay, so suppose we are connecting sensor to A now. So what we can do, we can write as define read analog. Okay, and we can give whatever pin we are connecting. So this is an A0 I am giving. So A0 will be your A0 pin of the microcontroller. So here you have A0. So I will connect that port or any analog sensor to the A0. Okay, and then we will be getting the data. So here, as I said, we have the serial communication also. So what we will do, we will read the data and we will pass to the serial. And this serial data flows through the USB also. So you can see in the computer also, whatever data value will be from the analog pin, that we can see in our computer or software also. That I will program in such a way that so it will display in the computer also. Okay, so here I have defined a pin, analog pin. Okay, that is our A0 pin. Okay, now value I will define. Okay, int. First we will take that int value, and then in case of if it is floating, we can put the floating value also. We will convert into the floating. Okay, so here what we have done is we will write a variable, integer variable. Okay, so read sense val. Okay, so this integer will store the variable coming from the analog pins. Okay, so we will store in this. If we want to convert that whatever value comes from the analog pin into the voltage, we can convert through formula. We can convert. So usually in this case, it will come from if it is 0 volt means it will come 0. If it is 5 volt means it will come, reading will come up to 1023. Okay, so this will be our starting point, and this will be our end value. Okay, so within this range only, that analog value will float. Okay, so now, so I have declared one variable here. So now I need to declare the pin mode. Okay, so pin mode is nothing but it's a declaring the input or output. If we are, whether we are using this pin as a input or we are using as a output. So here from analog pin, because this variable we have assigned to read analog. So I will give here. So that means here it will come as a okay. We need to give semicolon here. Okay. So now here you have given pin mode read analog equal to input. So what is read analog? This is A0. In another way you can write this also, A0 comma input. So that means A0 pin will become input. So if we want to change the pin, here itself we will change. Okay, that's why we are declaring the variable. That will be easy for any alteration in the program. Okay, am I audible?
Uh,
Yeah.
yes, sir. It's audible, sir.
Yeah, it is becoming very silent, so I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want, you can ask the questions to the students, sir, and it can be interactive also. If they have any doubts and clarifications.
Yeah. Anyone, you can raise question in between also, not a
Okay.
problem.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So here, in case of pin mode, I have given this pin as an input. And now one thing we have to declare for serial. I want to display the data in the serial. So we need to initialize the serial. Okay. So here I have given serial dot begin. That means we need to set up the serial also for output. And here I have given for 9600, that is baud rate, like a speed, communication speed.
Sir, one request, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Little bit, you can zoom your screen, sir. Zoom in so that the text can be visible. Yes, sir. The code is little bit visible. Yes, sir. That's fine, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So here we have declared the analog pin, and now another part here we are declaring serial port. So in this case, we have given a speed of 9600 for serial communication, that is called baud rate. Okay. Okay. So this will be our baud rate for the communication. Okay. So these two things I have declared. Now to read the value and display the value. Okay. So here I have declared one variable that is called read sense val. That sense val means sensor value. So I have given here and equal to. So I will read the data from the analog pin. That is we need to write read analog, read analog. Okay. Sorry, analog. Okay, we need to write analog read. Okay. What we need to read? We need to read the A0 value. So what A0 means? Analog, read analog. Okay. So we need to put that read analog. Okay. So analog read is a function to read the uh, data from the analog pin, and read analog is A0. Okay. So we have given the value A0 to the read analog. So we have called here. So from A0 it will read the analog data and it will pass to the read sense value. Okay. So now since this is variable, so whatever value will be coming in from the analog pin, it will get stored in the read sense value. Okay. Now we have got value of the sensor over here. Okay. So what we can do now, we can print this value to the serial port. Okay. So here we will give one semicolon. Now okay, serial dot print I have given. So we need to write some letter like analog val. Okay, I've been giving here. So this will print analog val. Okay. Next line we can print the value. Print ln means after that it will change the line. Okay. So I am giving this value. Okay. So since speed will be 9600 and here we have not given delay, so this will print very fast. Okay. So we need to give some delay over here. So currently I'll not give, later I will give to. So what is the outcome of the delay and what is the necessity of it. Okay. So currently now this program is ready. Okay. So we will save the program. Okay, so we have saved it. So after saving, here is the compilation. Okay, so this tick symbol is to verify whether your program is right, or it requires some modification, or there is some error. Okay, so once you click on this, it will go to the compilation stage. Okay. Okay. So now you can see that compilation has been completed. And now what next we need to do? So we need to go to the tools, okay, to load to the board. So here we have a board. Which board we are going to program? We need to select that board. So we will program Arduino Uno. And here we have port. So currently I have not connected Arduino Uno, so it is not coming in. Okay. And here we have to select the programmer. Either we can select this one or some other 3-4 option there that we can connect, we can use. And after that we can upload the program. So first selection will be of board, that is very important. Second selection will be your port, and third selection will be the programmer. Okay, so in default mode this AVR ISP will be there. Okay, and in other case, suppose you are programming Arduino as ISP. If you are using ISP, then you can use ISP also. That depends on that, based on the practice and based on the situation. You can try out, because there are so many options. So explaining all the options will be quite difficult. Okay. So now here explain for the few options only. And in file we can go to the preference. Okay. So under preference, you can choose here, you want to show the output during compilation, you can see. And if you want to see the during upload also, it will see. So I am clicking both compilation as well as upload. So it will give you detail over here. So what is happening? So in compilation phase, it will give you this details. And while uploading also, it will give the details, how many KB uploaded and other details. Okay. So here you can see the SKH usage, 5% of the program storage space. So based on once we select the board, it will define how much is the space available for particular IC. Okay, and also how much percentage it will consume in the IC, this program length, so that we can define from here. Also we will have global variable. So global variable uses 202 bytes, that is 9% of the dynamic memory, and leaving 1846 of the bytes. So while declaring the global variable, you have to be careful, like how many variables we are using. Okay, so and local variable will be 2048, that is around 2048 will be 2 KB. Okay, and this will be around this also will be 2 KB. Okay, so maximum is 2 KB here, and we are using 9% of the memory. Okay, so these things we have to keep in the mind while programming the microcontroller. Okay, we should not declare much global variable. Okay, now coming to the program here. Okay. So we will connect the board and we will try to the program. Yeah, so here you can see I'm using one Arduino. Okay, I'll connect to the computer, and here I have taken one pot. Okay, that blue color which I have shown you in the image, Google image. So this is one pot. I'll be connecting this pot to the microcontroller. and here I have taken this an IR sensor. Okay, IR sensor is a digital sensor, so one sensor I will consider as digital, and this port is analog. So one example I will be giving for port, that is analog pin, and another I will be giving for this IR. Okay, so for both I will be explaining, and for both I will program this Arduino and will show the output to everyone. Okay. So I have connected Arduino. Okay. So once you will connect Arduino, it will appear. You can see in the port here, port will appear. So automatically your port will be detected. So here port number 9 is Arduino Uno. I have connected. Okay, so you can select this one, and here programmer already selected, and here board already we have selected. Okay, so now only one thing we have to do to upload is just to click on the upload. So once we click on the upload, it will upload the program. Okay. So here you can show, you can see like it will be in uploading phase. If there is problem in the IC, if there is problem in the board, then this will not upload. Okay, so then we need to identify what is the problem in the board, or what is the problem in the IC. So here it will be putting attempt 7-10 times it will try. If it is not there, then it will throw error. Okay, so we will wait. So you can see here there is problem. Okay, so we will upload. We will try uploading. If it is not, then I'll change the IC. Okay. इला दूसरा वाला Here you can see it has been uploaded because I have changed the IC. Maybe in the previous IC there is no bootloader or some problem. Okay, so I have changed IC in the Arduino. So I'll show you where we can change the IC. So here we have this long black color is IC. Just I have pulled it out and I have put another piece. Okay, so it is working now. You can see here now it is done. Okay, so what can I do now? We can check the serial monitor. So if you, yeah, if you click here, I'll show you again here. This is a serial monitor, or else you can go to the tools and you can click on the serial monitor. So once you click on the serial monitor, you will see the analog value. Okay, coming very frequently or very fast. Okay, that means in analog pin A0, it is getting that value. Why it is this value comes? Because currently this pin is open. So when analog pin is open, it will be floating. Okay, any value, random value it will give. But if we connect to the sensor, it will give the proper value. Okay, so now I will connect the sensor. That is pot. Okay, and yeah, so now I have connected here. So you can see like it is giving fixed value. Okay, so as I said before, once the pin is floating, it will give incorrect value. And once we once we connect the sensor, it will sense the value, then it will continuously give the value. You can see it is coming very fast because we haven't given any delay. Okay, now we will give delay in the program. So I am closing this serial window. I will write here for the delay. Okay, so I am giving here a delay of 1000. That means it will wait for a second, then again it will print. Okay, so let me upload the program now. So Arduino is connected through USB cable with the computer. Okay, so while buying Arduino, buy one USB cable also, then only you can program. So now if you see there will be delay of 1 second. Okay, if we want to increase the delay, we can increase it. Now I will change the sensor value. I will rotate this. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, so here I have connected that sensor blue color. Okay, which I told earlier, that pot, and through that pot only that value comes. So if I rotate that pot, then value will change. Okay, so now let me change it to some value. So you can see now that value has decreased. Okay, so I am changing it again. Yeah, so if I'm putting it turning extreme one side, it is coming 0. Now slowly I'm moving, some value will come. Okay, and again if I'm moving full, as I told, full value will be 1023. So this 1023 is coming. So that means it can read from value from 0 to 1023. We can convert it as a voltage. Okay, so currently hardly it will read from 0 to 5 volt. So how we can convert that to voltage, that I will show over here. Okay, so what we are reading currently is a digit. Okay, normally we are getting in a digit form. We need to convert into the voltage, what voltage we are reading from the sensor. Okay, for that we can write float. Okay, sense data we can write. Okay, and we can apply for formula. So here we will give sense data. Okay, equal to, so we are getting 1023. Okay, so here we will give 1023. Whatever value we are getting, we will divide by 1023.0. Okay, because we are going to make it as a floating, and this will give value. So if in case of maximum, how much value it will give? 1, because maximum value of read sense can be 1023, and divided by 1023 it will come 1. But how many volt, whatever voltage we are reading, 5 volt. So we need to multiply with the 5. Okay. So now if this data will give the 5 all the value in the range of 0 to 5. Okay. So now I am uploading this in the controller. Okay, so initially I was printing in serial, I was printing this value. So this I was reading directly from the sensor and we was printing. Now this value I have converted through the formula. You can write formula in the Arduino program also. Okay, and here after converting into this we are printing it. Okay, so now we will see the value in the serial, what value it comes. So go to tools, go to serial monitor. Okay, so now you can see, so maximum value we are getting 1023. Okay, so at that point I was getting 5 volts. Now we'll be reducing the voltage and we'll see. Okay, so you can see it is decreasing. Okay, so as I said earlier, from analog pin we can read any value, okay, between 0 to 5 volt. Okay, but in digital pin you can't get it, you can't do that. Okay, so here if you see the value, if I'm changing it, it is decreasing. Okay, so it will decrease, it will go up to, okay, so it goes to 0 now. Okay, so this is the analog value and analog reading of the sensor. Okay, so everyone is clear with the analog sensor? Anyone having doubt, they can ask question. Because I'm giving live demo to the software and hardware also. So I think it will be easy for you to understand also, because just if I go through the PPT, then you will not understand what is analog sensor and what is digital sensor, because that will be your one part of electronics life, like analog and digital. Similar to like NPN and PNP, we have transistor types NPN and PNP. Always you will be getting either NPN. If you go for the BJT, you will be getting NPN and PNP only. So that you have to remember. Similarly, you have to remember this analog and digital in terms of controller, in terms of microcontroller. Okay, so now I have explained everything from analog perspective. Okay, so we'll give a demo for the digital also. But before that, I wanted to know, like, if anyone having question or any doubt, so I can clear it out. No one having any doubt? Okay. Now,
Sir, we have one student has asked a doubt. Why are we using the send underscore data variable, sir?
this one I have written. This is a variable. I can write anything. I can write a name also. Okay, but this analog, whatever you are seeing here as analog read, this is function. This will be fixed. We can't change it. This we have to call it. But other thing, what we are using it as a variable, we can give anything. You can give A, B, C, whatever we want, we can give it. So these variable names can be anything. There is no restriction on this. For understanding purpose, I have written send data or sense data. I thought of writing sense data. Okay, so sense data we can write. Okay, so whatever it depends on, if you can write a small also, you can write big also. It depends on the your program understanding, and depends on the uh, mm, number of variables and all, how many variable we are using. Based on that we have to distinguish. So we need to give this. Like while writing program for the robot and all, we are giving motor left, motor right, move forward, move backward, those things, so that it will be easy to understand. That's why I have given here in these terms like long. Yeah, otherwise I can write A, B, C also. Whatever thing we can write it. So there is no restriction on that.
Okay, Mr. Deepak, are you having any doubt? You have,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am, you can ask him. Ask sir.
Sir, why we are using that read sensor value divided by 1023.0 into 5? For what purpose, sir?
Yeah, so as I told earlier, whatever value it will come from the analog pin, it will be minimum will be 0 and maximum will be 1023.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now just consider, if we want to read the higher value, then we need to convert in terms of voltage, because all the pins and controller pins, either it will read 0 or maximum value will be 5. Okay, so to convert that value whatever we are getting from the analog read, we wanted to convert in terms of voltage. Okay, so suppose in analog pin you have connected a voltage sensor. Okay, so how you will know what voltage it is coming from the sensor? So to do that, I have written a formula. Okay, so whatever value will come here, maximum value, that I have given here. Okay, and whatever data will come, suppose from sensor real time it is coming 500 something. Okay, 500 value coming, then 500 divided by this will be around 0.5. Okay, and 0.5 if you multiply into 5, it will come 2.5. Okay, so that means you are, when voltage will be 2.5 in the pin, at that time you will give 500 something over here. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so you are converting that 500 into the voltage.
Okay, sir. For converting the voltage purpose, we are using this formula.
Yeah. Otherwise, directly also we can divide here. Okay, there is no restriction. I have put formula here, but directly you can divide. So if you divide this 1023 divided by 5, it will come. 1 second. I will show you that option also. Yeah, so if you divide by 204.6, okay, directly you can put in this whatever value you are getting, whatever value we are getting from this one, that directly we can divide by 204.6. Okay, then
Okay.
you can then also it will come same.
Okay, so I got it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Deepak, for your beautiful question. Surabhi Ravalika, do you have any doubt, ma? Surabhi Ravalika, you have come on.
No doubts, ma'am.
Okay, then you can mute yourself. Harini, you have any doubts?
Okay, there is one good question.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So Parveen Gopu, he asked like, what else happen if we place digital in place of analog, sir? Okay. So in case if you put as a digital sensor in the analog pin, you will be getting two value only. Either you will get 0 or 1. That means you will be getting 0 voltage or 5 volt. If it is sensor is low, you will get 0. If sensor is high, you will get 5 volt. Okay, that value will be 5. In between whatever we are getting, we will not get it. Okay. So currently if you see, we are getting here lot of value. Okay. So in sensor we can give, if we change the sensor, so you can see we are getting 0.3 to whatever value, we can get a number of value in between. Okay, so this is what we are getting from analog. But if you do for changes in the digital sensor, you will get two value only, either high or low, because that does not have any middle value. So you will get two value only. That's all. That is the difference only analog. So you can connect your digital sensor to the analog pin, you will read it properly because it is capable of reading both high value and low value, that is 0 or 5. But if you connect your analog sensor to the digital pin, you will not read all the value because digital sensor will read 2 value only, but your analog sensor is capable of producing many value. Okay, so that is not compatible. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Students, you have any other doubts? Okay, if you have no further doubts, we can continue, sir.
Yeah, okay. So I think that's all. We answer the question. Now coming to the digital one. Okay, so here is a digital sensor interfacing. Okay, as I told, it will be discrete, like on, off, high, low. Okay, in case of on you will get 5 volt, in case of off you will get 0 volt. Okay, so in logic terms we are saying it as a logic 0 or logic 1. Okay, so how to do that? Okay, so we will see how we are reading that value. So to read that, what we will do, so first this question whatever he has answered, okay, he has asked, that question I will show in the practical. Okay, so practical answer will be connecting one digital sensor in analog pin. Okay, so now Praveen, I will connect one digital sensor, okay, in analog pin, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so here is your IR sensor, and we have positive, negative, and output. I will connect. I will remove now analog sensor. I have removed it. Yeah. So I have connected this digital sensor, that is IR sensor, to the analog pin. Okay, and with the same program, we will try to see what is the outcome. Okay. So what value you are getting currently? So in this sensor, we have output of high output will be giving 3.3 volt. Okay, that is the maximum voltage coming out from the sensor. And in case of low, it will give you the 0 volt. So exactly you can read what value coming from the sensor. So from sensor you are getting 0 and 3.3. Okay, so this is your two value only you are getting. In case of high you are getting 3.3. In case of low you are getting 0. So as I told a statement previously, your analog pin will be capable to read the value of analog sensor. Oh, sorry, digital sensor. Okay, so your analog pin is capable to read the digital sensor. Okay, so you are getting here two value. Okay, that is 0 or 3.3. So this question answer is clear now. Okay, so you can see in the practical, Praveen. So you can note down this answer. Okay, in future it will help. Now I'll go for the digital program. Okay, so I'm creating another program that is for digital. Okay, so for digital here I will write, sorry, So directly I'm giving digital pin. Okay, no space, digital underscore pin. So what pin we want to use is pin number 2. Okay, of the sensor. So where is pin number 2 in the Arduino? Here we have pin number 0, pin number 1, pin number 2. So I will connect to this pin. Okay, so this pin I will connect my sensor and will use this pin as an input pin. Okay, so we will read the digital sensor data here. Okay. So I have given digital pin 2, and now here I need to write. Okay, we need to declare one variable also. We can declare int dig digital val. This will be digital value. Just I have given one integer variable, and now we'll define the pin. Okay. So once I give this pins, it will call the pin number 2 here. Okay. And now here I can write input input. So this will read the digital pin, and now serial dot begin 9600. Okay. So I have given it. Now to read the value, what we need to write digital val. So it, whatever value is coming, we'll write digital val equal to digital read. Okay. So what is the pin? Digital pin. So from the digital pin, we are doing the digital read. We are reading the data. And also now we will write here serial dot print. Okay. Serial dot print digital val. Okay. Serial dot print digital val. Here I will give a quote. Okay. And now serial dot print ln. Here we need to give ln. So digital val. What value we are using? We will give digital val. Okay. Now, so go to desktop. Okay. So I have saved it with the name of digital read. Okay. So here, once I click on the verify, it will verify the program. Okay. And then that means it will compile and check whether compilation is correct or not. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, done compilation. That means program is correct. There is no error. If you give any extra space, any special character, or if you miss anything, it will show. Suppose I am removing this. Okay, and then I will try. Let's see. Yeah. So here it will show. It will tell you. Okay. It will tell you expected this before serial. I mean, like before this serial, it is expecting semicolon. Okay. Guys, please do not move cursors. Okay. So here I have given one semicolon. Now we'll execute it, so it will be fine. So you have to keep this in note that if any semicolon, if you forget, or any extra character or anything in the program, it will detect. So now compilation is done, and now I will upload the program in the microcontroller. Okay, so here it will, once it is written, it will say that we are done. Okay, so this is compiler, and this is to and programmer to upload the program. Okay, so after uploading here, we can connect the sensor. So I have given that pin to pin number A0, now connected to pin number. So you can see here, positive, negative I have given to sensor, and I have connected to the digital pin. So this is digital pin where I have connected to pin number 2. Okay. So now we'll see the output. Okay. Sorry. Now go to serial monitor. So we are seeing that value as a 0. Okay. So here we are getting two value only. 0 we will get or 1 we will get. Okay. Can you see the output now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if I'm keeping hand here, so yeah. So here is our sensor, IR sensor. Okay. If I remove my hand from here, okay, 1 second. Then this LED will be low. Okay. If I keep hand here, it will become high. So when it is becoming high, that time it is giving output as a 1. If I remove hand, it is becoming 0. Okay. So you can see like from IR sensor, we are getting analog digital output like 0 or 1. Okay. So here it will not show 0 or 3.3. It will, if you write the function to read the digital read, it will read either high or low. So here it will show you as 0 or 1 only. Okay. Any question?
Sir, there is one more question from Ms. Lohitya Chaudhary.
Hmm.
Can we use Python programming in this environment instead of C? She's asking.
I have not tried that. Okay, but as far as I know, this IDE will support for C programming and C++. Okay, it is not supporting Python currently. So maybe in near future, if they are giving provision to use Python also, then it can be programmed through Python also.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Any other questions from participant side, dear students?
Yeah, Malampalli Surya
Surya
Samir.
Samir, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So question is, can we use analog pin for digital sensor? Yeah, you can read digital sensor in through the analog pin as I explained before, and I have shown also. You can read it. There is no problem. It will give 0 or it will give that value 3.3. Okay. So if you write function of digital read also in the analog pin, it will read digital data. Okay. Okay, sir. Yeah.
Mahindra Nath, do you have doubt?
Yeah, Muhammad Ismail, they are asking. He's asking like, sir, I heard that you can attach module to Arduino IDE to use the Python programming. Okay. Yeah, maybe you can use, but you have to install some plugins in the IDE. I don't think it is directly supporting. Okay. And another question is difference between Java and Python. Okay. And for Java and Python, both are different integrated development environment. Okay, so Java will be based on Eclipse, and your Python will have own environment. Python is easy compared to the Java. Okay, but Java is more used in the current all the system. So without Java, any devices will not work. Most of the devices having Java. Okay, but Python currently people are using for some of the program, not for the all program, and Python is not mandatory. But Java is more applicable and being used in the any kind of industry, any kind of devices. Yeah, baud rate definition. Yeah, baud rate, as I explained, it is a kind of communication rate between devices. So when you will read about the serial communication, then you will come to know about the baud rate. Okay, that is the speed between two devices. That is bit speed between devices. Yeah, sir, why digital sensor cannot give the middle value? Yeah, because digital sensors are designed in such a way that to give the either high pulse or low pulse only. Okay, so it does not give that. That is the differentiation between digital sensor and analog sensor. It will not give you the value because that is the design. Okay. Can you send the modules through WhatsApp? You want like photo of that? this baud rate constant or variable. There are so many baud rate value. Okay, you can choose any of the one, but you have to choose that there is some standard values. So if I click here and go to the serial monitor, you can see here these are the baud rates. Okay, which you can select. There are so many baud rate. Depends on your device, how much speed your device is supporting. Okay, so based on that only you can communicate to the other devices. So by default in the GSM, GPS and other devices, we are giving 9600. Some cases we are giving this value, okay, 115200. We are giving to interface with the Wi-Fi devices, okay. The rest of the devices will have 9600 ideal. Yeah, this photo I can show you here. Okay, I'll send in the group. Okay, what is Arduino picture already you have seen, and for sensor I can show you in the Google, and I can pot already I have shown you over the Google. So this is pot resistance which I have used for the analog, because any of the analog sensor will act same as a pot. Okay, and for digital pin you can search for the IR sensor. Okay, IR sensor. And yeah, currently you can see this IR sensor, okay, which we have manufactured. Okay, this is our sensor. This is what currently I am using. Okay, so same sensor being used currently. Okay. How many types of Arduino we have? Okay. See, there are a lot of types now. Currently, you can see like, okay, like Arduino Uno, Arduino Mega, Arduino Nano, Arduino Pro Mini. There is Arduino Pro Micro also. Okay, and so on. There are so many versions. Okay, so depends on your application. As I said earlier, how we are using, where we are using. So those things we have to understand that. Okay. Can we use Arduino sensors to Raspberry Pi? Yeah. See, there is some sensors like you can connect. Some sensors directly you cannot connect, because some sensor output will be 5 volt, but Arduino, sorry, Raspberry Pi will be working on 3.3 volt. Okay, so you can connect 3.3 volt sensor to Arduino, but 3.3 volt of sensor to the Raspberry Pi and 5 volt sensor to the Arduino. So Arduino is capable to read the 3.3 volt sensor also and 5 volt sensor also, because its output and input is 5 volt maximum. In Raspberry Pi, that input and output is 0 volt to 3.3 volt.
Sandeep, you have any doubt? Sandeep?
Any more question?
See, dear students, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask one by one.
Yeah, Raspberry Pi usage. Okay, so Raspberry Pi is similar to this, but it is advanced compared to Arduino. Speed will be more, reliability will be more, but only one thing is that you cannot read the analog sensor directly over there. Only you can interface the digital sensor. To read the analog value, you have to add some. You have to use some additional boards like ADC board. Okay, and directly it is not inbuilt in the Raspberry Pi. Okay, maybe in near future they are adding inbuilt, that is a different case, but till now they are not providing analog function in the Raspberry Pi. Arduino software is written in C, Java, and some other language. Okay, C, C++, C++. What are other uses of Arduino? What things we can do with the Arduino? Yes, good question. Maybe soon we'll be explaining about the more sensors and more actuators, and also we'll be giving about the applications you will understand. So you can use Arduino for multiple applications like home security. You can use for IoT related things. You can use for your project, mini project, major project. Okay, and you can make your own some DIY devices. Okay, and you can make toys, robots, and other stuff. Okay. Yes, ATtiny is a small microcontroller. Okay, so it has like very small few number of IO pin. So if you want, again, in case of space, you can use ATtiny. If you need few IO only, and also your space is very less, then you can use for ATtiny. So I will show everyone that ATtiny photo. Yeah, so this is ATtiny 85. Okay, so it comes in two type. One, if you want to buy board, you can buy board in this way. If you want to buy IC, there will be two kind of IC. One will be DIP. This IC is called DIP IC. Okay, so this is DIP dual inline package, and there will be SMD IC also for this. Okay, so this is your SMD IC. Okay, so you can use this kind of IC also. And there are ATtiny having different version, ATtiny 85, ATtiny 2313, and so on. Okay, so there are so many type of ATtiny. Okay, so depends on your requirement, you can choose your microcontroller. That is the first and primary thing. Okay, so when you are going for any project, you have to select the microcontroller according to your needs. How many IO, how many input output you need, what sensors you are going to interface. Based on that, you have to select. What is the difference between Arduino Uno and Arduino Mega? Okay, yeah, Arduino Uno having Atmega 328P as IC, and here you have Atmega 2560, and this has only 14 plus 6, around 20 IO pins. Okay, and here you have so many IO pins. Analog pin you will have around 15 to 16 analog pin, and you will have more than 30 digital pins. Yeah, how can we program ATtiny? Yeah, using same Arduino IDE, you can program. In the board, you have to select ATtiny. Okay, so here I think I have installed some time back. Yeah, so you will not get direct inbuilt function. You have to install the board manager through board manager. So here a lot of ATtiny will be there. For 85, ATtiny 85, we can select the board, and accordingly you can program. Okay, so I have installed for this ATtiny, and I am using this. Okay, any more question?
Okay, sir.
That's all.
Yes, sir.
That's all.
Yes, sir. That's all for today's session. I think we have come to the.
1 second, madam. There
Yes,
is
sir.
one more question. Yeah. Explain about the bootloader.
Bootloader. Yes.
Yeah. So in case of your Arduino and this Atmega 328P, you have to burn the bootloader before the programming. Otherwise, your program will not upload. So how to load that bootloader, that I can explain in quick few minutes. Okay. So here you can go to the tools and you can click on the burn bootloader. So for that you have to select the board here, which IC you are using. If you are using Arduino Uno means you have to select Uno, that will automatically select Atmega 328P. Here you can select the port and then you can connect your another IC to this Arduino board, or you should have some additional board. Okay. So I am having one right now. I can show you. So I am having this one board, okay, which you can fix on top of Arduino Uno, and here is a pin. So this is called sealed, and in this we can fix the IC, okay. And after that, Arduino also will have IC. At that time, once we configure this and click on the burn bootloader, then it will load the bootloader into the IC. After that, that IC will be ready to program. Okay, then you can feed any kind of program in that. Okay, but directly if you buy IC from the market, you cannot program it directly.
Sir, there is one more question from student Kiran Kumar. Is mobile phone an application of microcontroller?
Yeah, mobile phone also having microcontroller, okay, and also microprocessor over there, and both will be there, okay, microprocessor, microcontroller, because in this processor will be little high quality processor, because it has to function and it has to operate many things. So it will have good quality. That is, you are getting that Qualcomm or some other company, their processor manufacturer. So they are making processor for the boards. Okay. So there are a lot of boards coming in, like some Snapdragon, something, so many kind of. I'm not aware of all, but I know few. Okay. So those board manufacturer, they are manufacturing with the high-end microprocessor, which is capable of running the graphics application, which is capable of running your normal Android application and capable of running other application. That processor is similar to your computer processor. Your computer will have i3, i5, i7. Okay, that will have high capacity to execute the job. While in this small controller, it will read a small instruction and it will complete it will execute your small task. Yeah. How are microcontroller classified in the basis of its internal bus? Yeah, so like not bus, that bit wise, 8-bit microcontroller, 16-bit microcontroller, in that terms it is classified. Okay, so that you can check out. Okay, so it will be like 8-bit and 16-bit microcontroller. Okay. And in case of computer, we are having 32-bit and 64-bit. Okay, that means that many bit data can flow at a time. Okay, so 64-bit will be faster compared to the 32-bit. Okay.
Abdul Qadir, do you have any doubt?
I think that's all. We can wind up. We'll
Okay,
answer
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Today's session had been a wonderful, very informative and very interactive session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I thank the participants also for you had been very attentive and interactive and very enthusiastic. Thank you, dear participants.